What's up YouTube? It's Joel here. We've got your fourth stimulus check update. We have more of Congress who are supporting a fourth stimulus check with finally a resolution that actually makes sense, which is great news for those that need help in the hardest time. We have now 25 states that are cutting unemployment benefits this summer, but more states are doing back to work bonus checks, so that's great news. We're going to go over why those on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security and them seeing the largest increase to ever be seen in this program in the last 10 years. We're going to get into those details. And we have a date for the infrastructure bill on a bipartisan deal to be reached to see whether the Republicans can get on board with the Democrats or not. Also, stay tuned for something special at the end of this video. This is your stimulus and economic news update, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you don't mind, could you do me a huge favor and destroy that like button for this video and the YouTube algorithm? I can't tell you how much it means to me. True Life Investing would not be where it's at today without your support. And please, if anyone asks you for any personal info pertaining to WhatsApp, it's not me, it's fake. Please don't do it. Also, if you're wanting to make some more money while Congress is getting all this stimulus sorted out, this is what you can do. Start investing, grow your money, get 2 free stocks with Webull worth up to $1,850, or go with Robinhood and get 2 free stocks as well worth up to $500. Or do like I did, go with both. Get 4 free stocks for free. It's free money. It gets you going in the right direction for building and growing your money, and these are easy to use platforms. Those links are down in the description, and let me know which free stocks you get, but take some extra change and change your life. So we are at a point now where we actually have a date for when we could see a bipartisan deal either be made for the infrastructure bill that Biden has on the table at $1.7 trillion. Right now, the Republicans are at $928 billion, and we're still around $700 billion away from where Biden is at. That's a huge gap. And right now, the administration for Biden they've set a deadline for June 7th. Now, the president will be meeting with the Senator Shelley Moore Capito, the top Republican negotiator for this infrastructure package, to see if they'll come up and find some middle ground. But in the latest round of talks, Biden and a core group of GOP senators looks like they are pulling farther and farther apart as they try to negotiate this bill. The president is thinking larger. His initial ideas for this is huge. It's massive. He wants to make a big investment into America. Now we've got the GOP approach that is more focused on traditional infrastructure projects, which they both are vastly different in what they want to invest in with the taxpayer dollars. Biden's own thinking is that the Republicans' proposal, which is at $928 billion, is unworkable because the Republicans want to tap unspent COVID-19 funds to pay for the spending from the last stimulus package. The White House has scaled back the president's initial $2.3 trillion bid, and now it sits at $1.7 trillion, with Biden proposing to raise the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% to pay for it. So we even have Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats who say they're planning to move forward with or without the Republicans. With this, the date that we have makes sense, that they are already preparing to do this without the Republicans. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said, as the president continues to discuss infrastructure legislation with Senate Republicans, the committee will hold hearings and continue their work on the Build Back Better agenda, with or without the support of Republican senators. We must pass comprehensive jobs and infrastructure legislation this summer, straight from the leader of the Senate. So this brings us back to what's actually going to happen. There will be a bill that comes forward and gets voted on, with or without GOP support. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section on which one you propose. Do you think we're spending way too much money, or do we need to spend more? Let me know your thoughts. So right now, for those on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security, they are the ones that are actually needing some of the biggest changes in their lives right now in terms of finances, because living on a fixed income and only seeing a 1.3% cost of living adjustment is hard. But 2022 is going to be bringing some huge big changes to Social Security beneficiaries. Biden is planning on not only bringing in a lot of money through his $1.8 trillion American Families Plan for Social Security recipients, but also bringing in a lot of revenue by adding the Social Security tax back to those making over $400,000 a year or more. This is where, for a long term, the Social Security recipients could see a substantial increase each year in their cost of living adjustment that would be more towards 5% rather than 1%. And as you can see in this chart, you can see that in the past decade, the cost of living adjustment has been more on the low side compared to previous years. And a lot of seniors are feeling it. And that's where the American Families Plan is going to make such a huge difference in Americans' lives and helping them to make sure that they can make it each and every day with just normal daily living expenses. Under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. People who have been receiving benefits for at least 20 years would get a 5% bump automatically. Widows and widowers would receive about 20% more per month. You can see here that with the increases and changes that Biden is pushing, we can see in 2022 is going to be a huge year for those on Social Security to make sure that they get the help that they need, that their cost of living adjustment is actually making a difference and allowing them to continue living the way they're living with all these prices on a lot of stuff going up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. How much would it help you out seeing these big, huge increases? Because for some people, we're talking close to $547 increase per month. That's life-changing for somebody that's only receiving $794 per month right now, which is the average payout from the feds. So we now have 25 states that are cutting the federal unemployment aid. This is the additional $300 in unemployment aid that was going to help those that had lost their jobs during the pandemic. Most of the states will completely end their unemployment from the federal government by the end of July, but some are ending the benefit in June. So the consensus is that we are at a good enough place with our economy and vaccine distribution that it's time to get back to work. Governor Kay Ivey from Alabama said, "We have announced that the end date of our state of emergency. There are no industry shutdowns and daycares are operating with no restrictions. Vaccinations are available for all adults. Alabama is giving the federal government our 30-day notice that it's time to get back to work." Now, we do have states that are setting aside funds to give a one-time bonus to individuals for returning to work. Arizona is actually setting aside some federal funds of a one-time $2,000 bonus for people who return to work by September 6th. People who qualify for this measure if they are already receiving jobless aid, and they must earn less than $25 hourly at their next job. That amounts to a yearly salary of $52,000. Individuals must also work 10 weeks with a new employer to get that $2,000 sent to them. We also got Montana, who will offer a one-time $1,200 bonus to those returning to work. Workers will need to work for 4 weeks before being eligible for the bonus. The state will allocate $15 million for the Return to Work Bonus Initiative. The fund will be available through the end of October on a first-come, first-served basis. And we even have Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont, who announced that the state is creating the Back to Work Connecticut program, which will provide a one-time $1,000 bonus payment to 10,000 long-term unemployed people. The program is designed to encourage long-term unemployed individuals to go out and find a job. So if people can work, we need to. It's a part of life. If people truly need help in their situation, then we need to make sure that they get taken care of, they get the help that they need, because there's still a lot of things going on. but getting the economy back to where it's supposed to be at, getting people back to getting jobs is what we want. Let me know your situation and what you think of these back to work bonuses, and is your state doing it, and are you looking forward to maybe getting one of these bonuses? So now onto the 4 stimulus checks. We actually have over 80 lawmakers pushing for direct stimulus checks to Americans with the infrastructure bill. And from the looks of it, how the last negotiations are coming, we can see that more than ever, the new bills are going to come through budget reconciliation. And with that, they can add the new stimulus checks to these huge trillion-dollar bills. Right now, Congress is looking also to add another piece to the stimulus checks for future checks, because honestly, who's got the time to wait for Congress to go through their steps, negotiate back and forth, Republicans and Democrats, on getting stimulus checks passed when things are pretty bad and people need help. People need immediate help. And this is where this is such a good idea, and this would actually be good for the future of Americans if Congress were to pass a bill that included unemployment as an automatic stabilizer. The number of jobless Americans dipping below a predetermined level would trigger these automatic stimulus checks. And when the unemployment rises above that level, the relief would be automatically pulled back. This would be able to make sure that people get the help when they need it, Whereas Representative Eric Gomez, who co-authored a letter sent to the White House, says tying recurring direct cash payments and federal unemployment benefits to the country's economic conditions not only makes sense, but it also shows the American people their government is prepared to help them in the event of another economic catastrophe. Because in time, things do happen and people need help, and we shouldn't have to always create new bills to get help to people. The White House has backed automatic stabilizers for unemployment, and many legislators are hoping to see the wording and all this being added to that huge $1.8 trillion American Families Plan. Last year, Democrats discussed including automatic stabilizers in a proposed relief package, and even Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi supported the measure. And we now have studies that showed that the stimulus checks substantially reduced hardship and helped Americans out when they needed it the most. A new analysis of the Census Bureau surveys said that the 2 latest rounds of aid significantly improved Americans' ability to buy food and pay household bills, and reduced anxiety and depression, with the largest benefits going to the poorest households and those with children. Are you in favor for more stimulus checks? Did they help you out? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section, and are you supportive of these automatic stabilizers? But I want to get into something more special that we're actually going to be doing more on this channel. The best thing that anybody can ever do is invest into yourself. You can provide the greatest return in your life. The more you pour into yourself, the greater you can become. The more you can do and the more that you can achieve. The most important, by far, that I think that you can do that doesn't cost much is reading books. When's the last time you read a book? I'm not talking about a fiction book or a novel, but a book that fed you, that sparked an idea, that made you think. Reading grows you. And learning new skills is the best way to increase your finances, the best way to make a better life for you and those around you. Because learning a new skill can help you be better and make more money and provide more for you and your family. So as we are in this True Life Investing channel, let's look at what we can do to grow ourselves and invest into ourselves. Because at the end of the day, nobody can take that away. And that's something, whether it's learning something online, whether it's reading books, whether it's going out and exercising for your health, you do it so that you can be the best that you can be. And with that, you will start to see things happen. So, True Life Investors, go out and invest into yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you, and learn how to build some wealth. This is Joel, True Life Investing. Until next time, peace out.